Oh my God, there is no way I would ever be a lawyer and a good one, you know? Like if I was a lawyer and somebody like committed a murder and they did it and I'd just be like, fuck, bro. And then I'm like in court and I'm like, Your Honor, look, dude, my client didn't do this. And he's like, well, what do you have to prove? And I'm like, look at the guy. You can't kill nobody. What are you talking about? Come on, man. You want to get a beer after this or what? Case dismissed. Not guilty. Hey, buddy. What's up, fam? It's your host, All Up in Them Cheeks, Joey, back at it again for another episode of the Juice Box Podcast. If you've never been here before, well, let me tell you something, brother. This is the San Francisco's most absurd podcast. And if you don't believe me, dude, well, stick around for the intro clip because we're going to get into it. And believe me, you're going to want to stay here for this episode. Welcome. Let's get the show rolling, baby. Oh yeah. What's up, babies? Playa. What's good, cut? Yeah. Had to get my mental health right, you know what I'm saying? Oh, dude, had to take that week off, bruh. Get the juices flowing again, back in my brain. Taking a week off saves my life, literally. I hope you guys are doing great. And, hello. Happy thanks freaking giving, brother. You know what I mean? You know, it's a time to give thanks. And we're just going to have a good time, and let's just get it, dude.
I got beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes,
every year we're going to do this. Yeah. Ooh. Give it to me. Give me all the food. Oh. Bro, this video is so lit. You know what I mean? Yeah. All up in them cheeks. I'm not going to cap, though, bro. I've already talked about how much I do not give a pooper about Thanksgiving. And guess what, guys? We're drinking a Red Bull on this one. You know what I mean? How many times can I say, you know what I mean, in an episode? You know what I mean? Oh, dude. I feel like I'm in the spotlight right now, and I am, brother. God, these lights radiate so much heat in my balls. And, dude, it's cozy season now. I'm wearing a freaking, you know, what's it called? Corduroy's jacket, you know, it's one of those little things. It's like a flannel kind of, but you know, when I bought this, I was like, does this shit make me look gay? Because I bought it in Texas, and then I came back here and I was like, wait, this looked like shit in Texas, but I thought that it would look cool here. So what does that make? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, dude. Whatever, it doesn't matter. I'm rocking with it, bro. It's like a dark, fucking ugly ass green. Who cares, bro? First sip of the episode. Let's go. Nothing like it. All right. You like the background, dude? The screen is different. Add a little festivities before I decorate for Christmas. I was going to say decorate for Santa Claus, but we all know that that's not real. So, yo, welcome to the show. Closing in on 100. I don't even know what episode this is, honestly. So, guys, I just want to disclaimer this. At some point in the episode, I'm going to be talking about the Kyle Rittenhouse thing, but I need to be clear on something. First of all, if you're watching the YouTube, I don't know at what point I'm going to talk about it, but when I do know when I'm editing, I'm going to put the time right here or somewhere on the, somewhere on the screen. I don't know. I'm going to talk about it, but the only thing is, like, when I talk about it, I'm not going to go, like, too into depth about the specifics of the case. You know, like, I have no interest in that, really. I have no interest in talking about all that because we already know what happened. It's kind of pointless for me to do that. And we've seen it all on TikTok, and it's just like, okay, whatever, you know, this and that. I mean, I got some stuff to say about the people who are just being outraged by the verdict and everything. And, you know, to each their own. Good for you guys for being able to say whatever the hell you want on the internet, right? Because we love that. We love that. Otherwise, I wouldn't have this show. Because I'd be saying some shit. And best believe, if certain people see what I'm going to say later, I don't even know really what I'm going to say yet, but I just know it's gonna come with some heat. But yeah, we're gonna talk about that later. But more importantly, what I want to talk about, I'm gonna address some things involving the case. But like, I think I want to just explain my experience with receiving information about the case, and then realizing that I've chosen my side on it at like a way sooner point than I should have. And that's not to say that anything changed on my standpoint. But then I decided to actually spend 8 hours watching the shit. And I know that's not the entirety of the case, but, you know, I just wanted to form my own thoughts and form my own opinions. And that's something that motherfuckers these days don't know how to do, cuh. You know what I'm saying? So, like, me devoting a large portion of my day to something like that basically just kind of gives me the upper leg on anyone that wants to talk shit and claim that they sat and watched, because I bet you they didn't. Because the problem these days is people judge based off of headlines, and that is not okay to do. That is okay to do if you want to be a moron, and we all know that I love to be a moron. I'm the biggest moron you know, and you listen to me, so, you know, it is what it is. But with certain things like this, it's like, okay, I'm not going to sit here and fucking listen to all this bullshit that's just, like, untrue. So basically what I was going to say was that my biggest thing that I wanted to explain to you guys was my takeaway from this entire thing. And that is to listen to both sides. If you follow me on Instagram, you saw my post. I was posting a lot about it. Not a lot, but, you know, a couple posts. And I was just saying, like, dude, you can feel a certain way about it, but you need to understand what is all in this case, or with anything. Every story has two sides, or however many sides, really. But, you know, every story has got a couple of different perspectives that you need to look into and take seriously, regardless of what you feel. So that's why I feel like it's important to go in with an unbiased opinion. But anyway, guys, I'm not going to start the episode off boring like that. Like I said, dude, it is the time of giving thanks, and I found the most wholesome and perfect video to show you how excited I am that people are spending time with their families this Thanksgiving.
Well, my niece is pregnant and she's afraid to tell her dad.
Don't tell the fucking internet!
So,
no, you can't.
I think I'm helping her out.
It's yours, you should.
Well, don't tell him that.
Well, don't tell him that. Hey, bro, you ever just like hear somebody tell you a story about like their uncle? And I don't know if this happens to anybody else, but like if someone's telling me a story about like their relative who I've never seen before, I'm like already trying to picture what they look like based off of what the person is telling me. So if somebody was telling me like a story about their uncle, I don't know why, but this guy's face is literally just what I would picture. He's just like a normal guy. Dude, I don't even know if this is real or if she was just joking because it was on camera. But, bro, hold on. Dude, his reaction when she says, it's yours.
Well, my niece is pregnant and she's afraid to tell her dad.
Don't tell the fucking internet!
So,
no, you can't.
I think I'm helping her out.
It's yours, you should.
Oh.
Well, don't tell him that.
Dude, and his mouth looks like, you know the people who don't have teeth? Like, they have, like, the false teeth? Oh, my God, bro. Hey, that's a nice family right there. Looking out for each other. Holy shit. Uncle's been rearing his niece for the past 25 years. So, yes, it is a time of giving thanks. And you know what, man? Like, as the years have gone on, I know I keep coming back to this, but I've always said how I don't really care for Thanksgiving. It's just like, you know, a couple years ago, sure, when my family was here, but like everybody's got like not. I still have family here, but like it's just like, do I want to go? You know, but whatever. But bro, I remember like back in the day, dude. Oh, this annoys me so much because I was a part of it. Back in the day when like, you know how you'd make like those pictures for Instagram and it would be like 9 pictures in one and they're like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And like you would add every single friend you had, like your parents, and I'm so thankful for each and every one of you guys. Basically you all just add so much value to my life, and I couldn't be happier with everyone that's in it. So I used to do that shit, and boy, as soon as I turned 18, I realized, I was like, hey man, no, we cannot be seen being soft on the internet. You know what I'm talking about? So I had to delete all those because I was looking like a square. And bro, what else, dude? Here's the thing. Now that I'm 25, I'm basically 30. I just like I don't want to get a unless it's from like one of my parents. I don't want to get a text. I don't want to. And I'm not going to send a text. Dude, if you're in my life and you know that I appreciate you, bro, then you just know it, right? I mean, I can't be sending texts to everyone saying I'm thankful for you, you know? I got minutes, and those mother shits can't be wasted. You know what I'm talking about? Mother shits. I was going to say motherfuckers, but that was a little explicit, so I said mother shits. Dude, oh man, what's another one? Yeah, I mean, I guess that's really it, you know? Just like, oh, no. This is what I used to do on Thanksgiving, bro. On Thanksgiving, I would fucking, like, I did this once, and I'll never do it again because I am no longer as simpy as I was back in the day. And I don't even really like to use that word, but, like, I'm just going to use it because that's exactly what it was. It's like, like if you... So I got out of a relationship like maybe like a month or two before Thanksgiving. Here comes Thanksgiving, and I send a message. Hey, just wanted to say happy Thanksgiving, and although things didn't work out, I'm still thankful for everything that we went through. It's like, bro. Oh, that's got to be the most bitch move ever. And I bet you there's still people out there that do that shit that are in their mid-20s or maybe even 30s. Oh, God, man. Oh, it's so funny. But the holidays are coming, dude. The holidays are coming, and so am I, come December 1st. And I just, you know, like... I don't know when this happened, when I stopped kind of caring about the holidays. And I don't even know if that makes me like a dark person, you know? Because even like the last couple years for Christmas, it's like, yeah, it's cool at Christmas. Yeah, I like Christmas way more than I like fucking Thanksgiving for sure. But when it comes to like going out and parties, like I remember a couple years ago, but the night before Thanksgiving is like when all the bars are popping. And dude, I don't know what happened. Like, I used to be so excited the night before Thanksgiving to go to a bar to like try and scope the scene, knowing damn well your boy was coming home empty-handed. So I don't know what, I think it was just fun to go out with the boys like we didn't every other night before that. And then just like, as much as I used to say I hated going to like the local dive bar and seeing everyone that I didn't want to see, I fucking did. Why? Just because I'm lonely and maybe we just wanted to have some conversation that wasn't with my boys. Truth be told, that's it. That's literally it. And I know I talk so much shit about St. James Gate, but that's just what it is, man. I don't know. But, like, now all of a sudden, I just like don't give a fuck, you know? Like, you know, like the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, if you're from where I'm from, people would go to St. James Gate, which is like the bar that everybody went to high school with, knows each other. And the demographic for that place is like, I've talked about it before on this podcast, but the demographic for that place is like 21 to like 30, and then something happens with the 30 to 50 people and they just don't exist, and then it's 50 up to 80. That's it. So you got like young people fuck the middle-aged, and then you go right to the senior citizens, and for whatever reason they're there, but best believe they're shaking their asses on the dance floor. Dude, the amount of old dusty puss I've seen on the dance floor, James Gate, dude. Oh man. Oh, holiday season, man. Holiday season is among us, dude. Wow. Yeah. But yeah, so Wednesday's coming up, right, the night before Thanksgiving, and I just don't care. I would literally rather just stay home and play Xbox. And I feel like there's whatever. I see people like, and I just had a conversation about this recently. The thought of getting older, it's like, bro, what? Like, I'm not a person that worries about shit that I can't control. I'm just gonna live, and that's it, because that's all I got. But I was talking to somebody, and she was saying how, like her next birthday, she's going to tell people that she's 2 years younger than that. And it's like, but you're in your mid-20s. What is reversing your age going to do at all but make people think? Because, there's a stigma, right, about people that are like in their early 20s and how they're fucking stupid, because they are, versus like mid to late 20s. Now, don't get me wrong. We all know I'm about to be 26. I'm the dumbest person that I know. But that's beside the point, okay? But it's like, dude, there's nothing wrong with saying your age. Like, if I'm going to be 26, I'm going to be 26. I even round up to 30. I don't give a shit. Whatever. If you know me, you know that I'm not 30, right? But, like, I don't care, dude. I would much rather be 26, so then I'm like getting closer to the age where adults decide if they want to respect me or not. You know what I mean? Because like, dude, that's such a thing. And it's even a thing with me too, because I'll meet like a 20-year-old, like let's say like a guy, and I'll meet like a 20-year-old, or I'll even just know one. And then I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to go into too deep a conversation with you, because I just know we're not going to see things eye to eye. Not that I'm always looking for that, but just, you know what I mean? Like, you can't talk to them and expect their response to just be like, I don't know, a little more mature. And I mean, whatever, dude. I don't care. I would rather be 26 and say that I'm 26 versus turn mid-20s and then say that I'm early 20s. There's just no way. There's absolutely no way. I don't see anything wrong with aging, dude. I just don't. And that thing where, like, guys go up to older women in the bar. Dude, that thing where, like, guys in their mid-20s will go up to an older girl in a bar and be like, oh, and she's, like, celebrating something, and the dude will be like, oh, is it your 21st birthday? And then she's just like smitten, and she just loves every second of that. No. I don't do that shit. I go up and I see her that it's her birthday. I'm like, holy shit. Wow, 49 looks good on you. But it's her 41st birthday. I'm just a dick like that. Okay, I haven't done that. But like, if I were put in that situation and I had maybe 3 tequila shots, yeah, I'm doing it. Because I don't have the balls to do it sober, right? Dude, I don't have the balls to do a lot of things when I'm sober, okay? Like, and I'm not even embarrassed to say it, because, like, fucking, I'm not alone on that, Going up to girls is never something that I was into. And, dude, it's funny because my excuse for that was, like, I just got to get, like, 2 or 3 in me, and then I'm game, dude, Trying to act sick. No, man. I'll be getting like 5 to 6 in, and I'm just like, dude, it's just, give me like 30 more minutes when the drinks actually settle in. Just keep fucking building up the excuses. God, I'm such a fucking procrastinator. Dude, like, back in the day of going out, I ain't got no game, bruh. But that's the thing too, is like, I'm not like trying to meet somebody in a bar, because like, is there anything, dude, the reason that I'm not trying to meet somebody in a bar is because I'm self-conscious about my breath and the amount of level I need to raise my voice to talk to somebody is like, all right, bro, I'm talking at 20 decibels higher than I would normally talk. So that means that my breath is coming out however much faster, right? And so, I don't know, dude. I just fucking, it was just not my thing. It's not my thing. Now, when it comes to a one-on-one conversation in the DM where I can be funny, that's something else. And I'm talking past tense, like whatever. But, whatever, dude. I'm not in the scene anymore. I don't care to go out and party anymore. And same thing dude, one thing also is that I enjoy drinking by myself. Like if I'm gaming or if I'm like watching a movie or whatever, I'll like to drink. Dude, I don't like to go out and fucking get hammered anymore. Like whether it's at a fucking bar, whether it's at like a friend's house or sleepover. Now, last time I did that was a couple months ago. That was for like an occasion, so I'm going to let it slide there. But in general, I don't like to do that anymore, dude. I've retired the sleepover. That's just something that I'm just not going to do anymore. Unless I have to, right? Like if I get fucking tanked, then sure, I'm going to sleepover. But like, dude, come on, man. I'm basically 30. I do not want to sleep over at anybody's house. I want to come home and I want to sleep in my bed. I have a memory foam. I would much rather sleep in that and have a blanket and a pillow than on the floor using the rug as a fucking blanket. You know what I mean? Dude, we've all been that. Dude, sleeping over at a friend's house and you just like use a fucking roll of paper towels as the blanket. Dude, I do not miss those days, man. And those days ended like 6 months ago. Dude, it's fucking growing up is just something, Oh man, so many good memories though. But then like, I don't know if I'm just like getting older while I'm still young, but I'm just like realizing the things that I just don't like and I'm just not gonna do anymore, and I think that's fine. Plus, you can always make exceptions for occasions or whatever. But if it's just like, hey, come over and let's get fucking tanked, I just can't, man. That's just something that I'm not gonna do. Oh, yeah. Oh. But parties, though. Parties can be fun, for sure. Like, if it's, like, a group of friends that's... like, everyone knows each other and it's not, like, weird. Because, dude, I've been to parties where, like... You know how you have friends in high school and then some friends go to college... and then you go to their college to visit them, and then they introduce you to their college friends. Ooh. Yeah, that's always interesting. So, I never like that. I want to just hang out with the people that I know. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said in a previous episode, I'm not in the business to go on a trip with friends of my friend. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just... It's not that I'm not down to meet new people, but I'm not down to meet new people, And that's just how it is, man. That's just, the way things have gone for me. I like meeting new people, but I like meeting new people on my terms. Is that selfish? I don't know. And if it is, well, then it is. But to me, it's not. It's my freaking life. I'm going to live it how I please. Okay? Mwah. But anyways. Now, dude, okay, so listen. I was thinking about holiday parties, right? And for whatever reason... Oh, here's what it was. It reminded me of this. So I was just talking about holiday parties or parties in general, and then your friends going to college, whatever. It reminded me of a time when I was in 8th grade. Dude, all right. Listen to this fucking story, bro. Holy shit. And I forgot about this. And how long has it been since I've been in 8th grade? I graduated 11 and a half years ago? Whatever. All right. So when I was in 8th grade, oh my God, I'm pissed. Just remembering it, I'm fucking furious. So I graduated 8th grade, right? And there was I had like a close circle of friends, probably let's just say 5. I had me and 5 other friends. And we got invited to, I don't even remember whose party this was, but we got invited to this graduation party, right? And so we all go, as a lot of people did that we graduated with. And we had one friend who used to go to the same school that we did, but he ended up going to a different school and graduated from that one. So we're all hanging out together, right? It was all of us, and we were yeah, by the way, we're going to this graduation party, but I mean, we're not going to tell you to just leave, so come with us. And maybe looking back, inviting somebody that wasn't actually invited probably wasn't cool, but we showed up to this party, me and 5 other of my friends. Chill. We show up, we go to the backyard or whatever, and everyone's having a good time. We're all just hanging out and shit. And we were there for maybe 15 minutes before the mom. Dude, I wish I remembered whose fucking party this was. But the mom came up to us and looked at my friend who graduated from a different school, and she said, "I'm sorry, this is a closed party, and it's only meant for people who graduated from our school." And we were just looking, and we were looking around. We're like, "What the hell?" And she's like, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to ask you to leave." And we couldn't fucking believe it, dude. We were so in shock. Hello, we're 14. You're really gonna kick one of the boys out? What did he do? It was because he was fucking tan. I know it. No. But dude, we couldn't fucking believe it. And we weren't just going to let our boy walk out of the party by himself, right? So we all were like, "Are you kidding me?" And at the time, we were probably swearing, but, we were like, "Fuck you," whatever. We're like, "Are you kidding me?" So we leave, and we walk back to our buddy's house, and we're just, pissed and shit and whatever. Dude, I don't know whose fucking party that was, and if somebody stumbles across this story and you remember, tell me, but I just want to say something really quick. To the mom that kicked my boy out of that party for the dumbest fucking reason, fuck you. And I'm not bleeping that one out. I hope you drop your turkey this Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving. Oh my God, bro. That shit made me so mad, dude. Oh, I'll never forget that. I will never forget that. What a fucking bitch. What kind of person do you got to be? Everyone just having a good time. My friend, I'll just say his name. My friend Christian, back in the day, he went to TL for the first maybe 3 years and then had to switch schools. So we all knew him. It wasn't just us that knew him at the party. Everyone fucking knew him because they spent the first 3 years of middle school with him. So it was wait, you're really going to... Everyone knows the guy, So I don't know. Oh, my fucking camera's overexposing. Whoops. Sorry about that. Oh, dude. I say I'll never forget that, but I forgot that for 11 years. I don't know, dude. Whatever. It just backs up my... And that's fucking San Carlos for you, That's not true. I know a lot of San Carlos families that would not do that. They would not do that. Oh, especially nowadays? Yeah, right, dude. Imagine if that fucking happened nowadays. Oh, believe me. Me of all people would be up on Twitter or my podcast talking about how we got kicked out and they kicked out the Filipino kid because he was way too tan. You know what I'm saying? Oh, dude, I'd get their shit wrecked. And I'm probably getting it wrecked right now, but I don't give a fuck. That was so messed up, dude. Literally kicked us out of the grad party. But we left and we were like, whatever, dude. Legitimately, I'm dead ass serious. I cannot remember whose party that was. I just can't. I cannot. I mean, I went to middle school with a shit ton of people. No idea. Couldn't tell you. I know where the house is, though. So if you still live there, you better fucking watch it. I'm kidding. That's not a threat. I'm joking. That's a joke. It's Thanksgiving. I would never do that. But, wow, man. That's some shit, bro. That's some shit. Oh, what else, bro? Oh, dude. All right. Well, it's done. It's all done. I got my second dose. Dude, I had this weird reaction, like crazy reaction. So she put the shot in my arm, right? And like I was talking to her as she was putting the shot in my arm, and I didn't even realize that my right hand was like moving. Burp City. Let's start it. So basically she put the shot in my arm. I didn't even, because I was getting my dude, I'm getting fucking texts and phone calls and I'm pissed because it's interrupting me. All right, let's start over. So I went to get my second dose of the vaccine, okay? And while she was shooting up my arm, I was talking to her and I didn't realize that my right hand was like moving. It had a mind of its own. So she shoots me up. We talk. She tells me to go wait at the little thing until I'm good to go. And all of a sudden, I realized that I downloaded fucking Grindr. You know, because that shit made me hella gay. Oh, I'm pissed, dude. I'm so mad. Whatever, bro. All right, bad joke. So, anyways, yeah, I got my second dose, and that's it, man. I'm wrapped. So whenever they fly drones over the American cities and let out their gas, that's going to only affect the people with the vaccine. We're all going to die. That's it. Shout out to Alex Jones. You guys better fucking listen to that guy, because that guy's not joking, okay? He's not. People think Alex Jones is crazy. He's fucking, everything he said has been right so far. Insane. You know what's fucking crazy about Alex Jones, too, is that in 2010, he announced, remember, okay, dude, this is fucking wild. So remember a couple episodes ago, I don't remember which one, but I was talking about that movie Contagion and how all that shit in that movie came out in 2010. Bro, if that didn't line up parallel enough, I don't know if Alex Jones was influenced by the movie Contagion, but bro, there's a whole fucking video on YouTube, or where is it? It's probably on YouTube, but I'm not sure because I don't know if they allow Alex Jones on YouTube anymore. It's somewhere, maybe Reddit or something. But so there's a clip of his show. I believe it's InfoWars, and he's talking literally play by play of what the government is planning to do involving a disease or like COVID. And I mean, say what you will about Alex Jones, but the majority of the shit that he says is like, it sounds pretty outrageous and you don't really want to believe him because he's so far-fetched and it just comes out of left field, like everything that he says. But like after a certain period of time, or like a long period of time, years, the motherfucker's right about crazy shit, dude. The fucking Pizzagate shit that he said and like this COVID thing, and it's like, bro, wait, what, dude? That's nuts, dude. I don't know. I fucking love Alex Jones. And he was on an episode of Flagrant 2 with Andrew Schultz. And they posted it. The second episode, I think, that he was on, they posted on YouTube. And it was just, they got wild on that show. It's not on YouTube anymore, but it's still on like every other platform. Dude, it's so fucking funny. Like, he's so wild. It makes sense why he got pulled off YouTube. But, yeah. I don't know. He's a interesting guy. Him and Sam Tripoli too. Those are like two. Well, Sam Tripoli is a comedian, but he's like a really crazy conspiracy theorist. And I've already talked about how I wasn't bit by the conspiracy bug. So I'm just like, I'll entertain that somewhat, but not like crazy. Like flat earthers, hey, open your mouth, let me shit in it. You know what I'm talking about? Because I'm just not gonna listen to it. I'm not gonna listen to it, okay? Flat earthers and all that crap. No, I don't want anything to do with it, all right? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna take a quick potty break, and then when I come back, we'll just see what we want to talk about next. Actually, I think I want to talk about Pete Davidson and Kim K. All right, BRB. I'm drained. I'm lit, dude. Drain the lizard, bro. Dude, how about Kim K and Pete Davidson? Oh my goodness. Dude, the chicks that guy is pulling is unreal, you know? Dude, I saw a video of this girl on TikTok. She was explaining the kind of look that Pete Davidson has. And she was like, Pete Davidson, oh, no. She started off with saying, there are two types of guys. There's ugly hot guys, and then there's hot ugly guys. And then she went on to explain everything. And I went to the fucking bathroom, and I looked in the mirror, and I was like, oh my God, I'm just ugly. And I cried a little bit. I was so mad. And but bro, man, Pete Davidson is just swinging it around, you know? And not gonna lie, dude, I saw something else that was like a meme that's going around, and it's like Pete Davidson really bagged Ariana Grande and Kim K in the same lifetime. Bro, you guys are sleeping on Kate Beckinsale, you know? Like, bro, if I had a hall pass for a celebrity, or if I had my shot with a celebrity that Pete Davidson was with, oh, Kate Beckinsale, no questions, dude. For real? And it was like that thing where he was his age. I don't know how old he is, but I know he's in his 20s. And Kate Beckinsale's in their like 40s probably. And she looks that good? You know? Oh my God. Underworld, if you guys don't know who that is, it's the chick from Underworld. And it's kind of like a vampire wolf movie. Such a good dude. So good. So good. But she's just so, and that's the thing is like she's not even like she's not necessarily hot, but she's just so pretty, you know? But dude, the whole thing with Kim K and Pete being together now, it's like I'm not buying into this relationship. I'm just not. I'm seeing like relationship stands of them on like TikTok and Twitter. It's like, what are you guys so excited for? She didn't make it with Kanye. Do you think there's longevity in this relationship between them? No, dude. My fucking camera keeps overexposing. There's no way in hell that relationship lasts more than her and Kanye. Come on, get real. But it's just funny, dude. Like the Pete Davidson has got a line of women just waiting outside, and Kim K like cut that shit. Should take me. Do you know who I am? Take me to the front, bro. I'm here. I'm ready. It's like a little fling, dude. There's like I saw something going around too about how they had like a paparazzi take photos of them, and they held hands for a split second. Like, they walked up to each other, held their hands, paparazzi took the photos, and then they let go immediately. It's like, bro, this is all an act, you know? And it's probably it's probably out of spite for Kanye, you know? Because Pete Davidson's very well known. He's a young guy. And personally, I think he's like a good looking dude. But then again, so I think I am too. Oh man, we get crazy with it. But you know, I don't know. The celebrity relationships just never surprise me. They never surprise me. I'm never like just scrolling on Twitter and see that celebrities are in a couple now, and I'm like, oh my God, really? Them? Fucking, I don't give a shit. I just don't care. I don't care. Things I keep up with are comedy and porn. That's it. I don't care about celebrity relationships. You know what I mean? Whatever. All right. Well, I guess we can get into this shit, dude. You know? Kyle Rittenhouse. 4 doors, more whores, dude. That's the motto. That's it, man. You know, like when you hear something and you're just so mad that you didn't come up with it first. Oh, when I heard that dumbass prosecutor say, your TikTok name is 4 doors, more whores, Kyle Rittenhouse. Yes. Dude, I swear, bro. You know? All right, let me I don't even know how I want to start this, really. How about this? Okay. Let me start off with something that's just maybe a little far-fetched, maybe a little wild for me to say, but how about this? Actually, you know what? Really quick, if we're going to start talking about Kyle Rittenhouse, we have to play this video. And if you're not watching the YouTube, I'm sorry, but it's just funny.
What the fuck is up, Kyle? No, what did you say? What the fuck, dude? Step the fuck up, Kyle.
Okay. If you're not watching the YouTube, it's that video, the Nicoletti video, but it cuts to Kyle Rittenhouse on the stand and his crying face. Bro, hey, I thought I was an ugly crier. Kyle Rittenhouse just fucking reassured me that I'm not, you know? All right. So I guess really quick to start this off, I want to address the very popular post that I've been seeing on people's stories. And we've all seen the picture. And if you haven't, I'll post it right here. Okay, got it. The Tamir Rice versus Kyle Rittenhouse, that little fucking picture where they show their pictures and then below it is like the little, I don't know, well, I guess not comparisons in terms of that photo, but let me pull it up just so I can read it really quick and refresh my memory. Okay, so Tamir Rice, under his is 12 years old, black, held a toy gun, shot dead on scene. Okay, now Kyle Rittenhouse, 18 years old, white, killed 2 people, acquitted on all charges. All right. So basically what I want to start off saying with is like, I'm done watching any kind of the news. I know I say I don't watch the news, but boy, after this fucking shit, did it make me really want to stop watching the news. Especially now, Fox is its own thing where they'll say some stuff where I'm just like, all right, I mean, yeah, I don't fucking whatever, dude. But CNN, on the other hand, or CNN and MSNBC, like those fucking platforms are complete and utter wet and hot and soggy fucking dog shit, you know? Diarrhea, bro. So, within all those liberal platforms and news media platforms is just a lot of propaganda and a lot of trying to make this narrative and push this agenda that somehow this entire Kyle Rittenhouse case needed to be racial in some way. And I don't agree with that because, hey, I don't agree with it because it's fucking not. You know what I mean? It's just like there's always going to be ties to whatever, I guess minorities. Is that even a thing anymore? Calling people minorities if they're not white? Because we're like fucking over that population of white people, right? At this point, at least the Mexicans. So it's just annoying how like the liberal news media platforms always have to make things racial and political. And that's not to say that Republicans and Fox News and that shit, that they don't do that, because they do. Everybody does. But the thing with this case is that it so didn't need to be political because it's not. But the only reason that it is political is because the events took place during the BLM movement and Trump was president. He's holding an AR-15 as a 7-year-old. He must be in the militia. He must be a fucking white supremacist. Whatever. You can think what you want about the case. You could think what you want about the verdict. How you perceive information is totally on you, and that's okay, but you have to understand the facts of the case to make a decent opinion on where you stand. I hope that came out okay. But basically, like all the liberal news media platforms, they just pushing this narrative that the Kyle Rittenhouse case, he murdered 2 people and he injured 1. Okay. And like I said before, I'm not going to go over all the facts. And the reason I'm not going to go over the facts is because there were just too many to note that are kind of unnecessary because we know what happened. And I did my part, and that's fine. But if anyone wants to come to me and tell me that I don't understand or that I'm viewing it different or that I'm viewing it in the wrong way, I'm willing to bet that a person didn't sit for 8 hours and watch the fucking closing arguments. Now, I want to point out also that I watched the closing arguments in its entirety. Okay, I watched the entire thing. The video was 8 hours and 47 minutes, but 40 of those minutes were the judge saying I thought that I said a lot. Holy shit. You know, like whatever. But so now let me start by saying last year when this whole thing came out, yeah, I saw a bunch of shit about it because how can you not? I'm very active on Twitter. I see shit. But it's always kind of like, do I want to spend my time focusing on shit where even if I had an opinion on it, if I tell people that opinion and they don't agree and they don't want to see where I'm coming from, that is a complete waste of time. So that was why I never talked about Kyle Rittenhouse before this episode. I've never said his name on this podcast until now. And the case is over and it's been over a year. So it's just like, this is one of those topics that is kind of hard to talk about, but not when I'm in my room talking to a camera and whoever's listening this far listens this far. And here's what I'm saying. It's so hard to talk to people and just hope that they have an open mind of what's going on. Because, dude, really, okay, I went way off track. Okay, let me go back to the Tamir Rice and Kyle Rittenhouse photo. The only reason I bring this up is because these two cases are just, you can't compare them. Like, if we're being real, you can't compare the two. And from the liberal news media platforms, I can understand why they would maybe want to project an image, or not necessarily that image, but just the idea of comparing a black kid to Kyle Rittenhouse that they're saying is white, but apparently he's Hispanic, whatever the fuck, you know? So I get that. They're trying to prove this point that the justice system is not fair to blacks versus whites. Okay, that's the point that they're trying to make. But with these two cases, you just can't compare the two, okay? Tamir Rice, his autopsy report stated that when he died, he was 12 years old. Now, hey, look, we've all seen a 12-year-old, right? What do we normally picture when we see a 12-year-old? Doesn't matter the race, but we see like a little kid, you know, probably a little bit shorter than me because I'm 5'7", and, you know, weighs like maybe 100 pounds, give or take. Now, obviously, you know, whatever, give or take. Dude, Tamir Rice at 12 years old was 5'7", 190 pounds. His body was bigger than mine right now, and he was 12, dude. So just picture this, okay? You have the picture right here of Tamir Rice that says he was 12 years old. He was holding a toy gun. He was shot on the scene. That's what it was, okay? If he's 5'7" and 190 pounds at 12 years old, then that's saying I can go outside wielding a toy gun that was painted black and given to him by his friend. Waving the gun around, you know, somebody reports that there's a person. Dude, the report says that there is a person. They don't even say kid to the police. They say there's a person because he's built like a guy, dude, you know? And I'm not trying to like joke about this. I'm just trying to say like the ridiculousness of it, because it is kind of ridiculous that they're comparing these two cases, okay? So if Tamir Rice is 5'7" and 190 pounds, he's 40 pounds heavier than I am. So I can go outside wielding around a painted black toy gun. If somebody calls the cops on me and the cops come and they tell me to to put my hands up and whatever, but then I go reach for the gun, I would expect them to fucking gun me down too. You know? And I'm not saying that Tamir Rice being 190 pounds and 5'7" and wielding around a painted black gun, obviously he's 12 and he doesn't know better, but he's built like somebody that isn't 12 years old. He looks like a guy. You know what I mean? Literally could be me if I was 40 pounds heavier, which is fucking wild, you know? I'm not saying that he should have died because obviously he shouldn't have. Like it's obviously terrible and I shouldn't even have to say that, but because it is. Like it's super sad that he died, but understanding the circumstances of why that happened is pretty crucial to then compare that case to Kyle Rittenhouse. So it's just like, when I saw that photo, immediately I didn't like that because you can't compare them. And you can compare whatever you want, but when you're posting that on social media and you're spreading it like a fucking COVID-19 virus, and it's getting into the fucking media and it's doing its thing, it's like really creating this narrative that, don't get me wrong, I do believe that the justice system is fucked. I really do think that. And you know, believe whatever you want about this case with Kyle Rittenhouse, but whatever, we'll get to it in a second. But like, you share this post and it's like, dude, I don't know what else to say other than you can't compare them. You are free to do what you want, but you need to understand everything within each case to then decide whether or not you want to share it because it's true or not. You know, like, I just think it's wild, man. It really... I'm not so bothered by people sharing it. I'm just more bothered by people who see one thing and then they make their mind up just on that thing, you know? And to make it in dumber terms, not for anybody but myself, but just so I can even refresh myself right now, it's like fucking... I just had it and I lost it, but I'm sure it'll come back to me. Damn it, I lost it. Come on, Joe. I need another sip of Red Bull. All right. Whatever. I think I got my point across about that. The comparison photo is just... I don't agree with it. I don't. And here's the thing, too. With my political standpoint, and I know that I said that this whole case has nothing to do with politics, because it shouldn't, at least. You know, we all know that the whole case is revolved around self-defense, or I would like to think that we all know about it, because apparently everybody has a fucking opinion on it because they're an expert, right? But this post specifically really kind of got on my nerves because clearly people don't know these details and these facts. So it's like, what? It doesn't really make sense, and you are showing other people who do know that you don't do research, okay? That's all it is. So whenever I've seen this post, I immediately am just like, okay, you're that kind of person. Got it. And that's not to say that I perceived it differently than a lot of people, right? And dude, don't get me wrong. Even when the BLM thing was happening, I was in full support of it. I for sure was. Because, you know, it's the right thing. Yeah, at the time, before we found out that BLM, the actual organization, was a fucking shit show. But in general, taking the title BLM out of it, of course I think that everybody deserves a fucking equal chance at the justice system. And of course I think that the fucking justice system is completely dog shit. However, you know, when we get to the Kyle Rittenhouse case, it's like, dude, let's talk about the closing arguments that I watched yesterday. 8 hours of. Literally got home from work, and that's all I did. I took a pause for school, but that was only an hour. Got right back to it, literally. Just devoted the rest of my day to that. But the reason, I think I mentioned earlier why I was going to say the reason why I watched the closing arguments. So, leading up to the verdict, everyone had seen the videos and the clips on TikTok and Twitter of the prosecution questioning the witnesses during their testimonies. And it's like, bro, the reason I didn't watch any of the previous days of the trial was because I was like, bro, I can see enough to where I just know that if I watch this, I'm just going to be kind of wasting my time. But after the verdict, I didn't think that Kyle was going to get off. I really didn't think so. Now that I'm saying it, dude, I've never been this more excited about an acquittal since O.J. Simpson. I'm kidding. But watching the clips and seeing the prosecution, although I did think that the prosecution, from all the videos that I've seen leading up to the verdict, I thought that it was a shit show. I thought it was like, what the fuck? Who the fuck hired this guy? But still, given the power of the media, I, for whatever reason, just thought that, sure, you know, the fucking jurors are the ones that make up the decision, but I really thought that the verdict was going to be media motivated to go a certain way, which is find him guilty on at least something. But I was totally wrong. So when I found out that he was not guilty, I was like, whoa, that's pretty fucking wild. And up to that point, I had known that he killed 2 people. I had known that he injured another. And when I got actually interested was when they interviewed Gage Grosskreutz, and he said that Kyle didn't shoot Gage until Gage pointed his gun at Kyle. And when I heard that, I was like, oh shit, dude. So okay. I guess Kyle has one thing that he can at least be happy about, because that guy just like totally screwed himself, or totally screwed the prosecution's arguments in terms of Gage as a person. So the whole thing with the Kyle Rittenhouse case that is just kind of wild to me was that, first of all, it was made to be a racial issue. I don't know how or why. But then the media is treating the victims like they were fucking saints. I'm sorry. Felon, fucking child registered sex offender, pedophile. Dude, these guys weren't sweethearts. They just weren't. The fucking Gage guy lied to the police about having a weapon on him, said that he fucking threw the weapon, which wasn't true because he had it when he was about to attack Kyle. There's so many like lies, and it's really interesting watching an actual case, because I've never like sat to actually watch any part of a trial as it was happening. Well, I didn't watch it live, but I watched the recording of it. And it's just like, well, I'm going to talk about I keep jumping around, but I'm going to talk about my experience watching the closing arguments throughout its entirety, because my perception was like a fucking roller coaster, and my feelings about each side was switching back and forth like crazy. But I need to take one quick break, and I'll be right back. All right, guys, I'm back. Sorry to keep jumping around. I swear to God, I got ADHD or something. I don't know what it is, but when I have notes, I take a note and then I fucking just run off, and then, you know me, dude, I just go into something. But so let's start with the beginning of the closing arguments portion of the trial, which is the end, basically the conclusion. Now, what's a conclusion, Joe? Basically, they go over all of the important shit from each side, from the prosecution, from the defense. So going into it, I kind of already was influenced by social media, which is, again, what I was arguing earlier to not do unless you've done whatever research you want to do. So, and I people are just constantly coining the phrase "do your research," and I think I even did earlier when I said I wasn't going to go over all the facts, because it's unnecessary at this point for me to do that. So I do want to say that I was a little influenced for sure, because a lot of my friends, and a lot of, not even specifically my friends, but a lot of people that I associate with, you know, I like to think that the people that I associate myself with are very like-minded in terms of we see things very similar, or we see things somewhat parallel, and we just have kind of the same thoughts about some things. So usually if I see a handful of posts from people that I'm cool with and people that I talk to regularly, I'm probably more or less going to have the same belief on the outcome of the trial in the case, which is he was found not guilty. Now I'm a little torn, but this is why we're going to get to why I'm a little torn. Okay, so it starts off with the prosecution. With the closing arguments, it goes, the prosecution gets to present their case as it is after all the evidence, after all the witness trials, the witness testimonies. And basically, he just goes over everything that the prosecution has to the jurors. And dude, two hours of the fucking trial was just the judge reading all the instructions per charge that was, facing Kyle. You know what? I need to make a note about the charges too. So prosecution goes up, and because I've been influenced by videos and people mocking the attorney for the state, I was already kind of like, I really don't know how I'm going to get through 2 hours of this guy talking. Because if it's anything similar to how he questioned Kyle Rittenhouse, or how he questioned really anybody, which were just filled with dumb fucking questions, surprisingly, for a case this big, I was like, dude, I can't listen to the guy. And then I just fucking sat there and I listened. And to be completely honest and to be completely fair, because I really wanted to go into this unbiased, but I couldn't fucking lie, man. When I was sitting here and he was like presenting all of the evidence, they showed every single video that they had from that night, which I'm very surprised at how many videos they had. And by the way, dude, it was like fucking every video you see of a UFO. Like, the quality is terrible, but then I realized, it's Wisconsin. They could probably only afford fucking Androids. No, I'm kidding. But, so he's going through all of everything from the start to the beginning in terms of when he first made contact with Joseph Rosenbaum and why that whole situation happened, how it happened from the state's perspective, right? Saying how he basically painted this narrative and painted this picture that Kyle had no reason to be there. He was not asked to be there by anybody. He came from out of state. He was holding a weapon that was illegal for him to have, which in and of itself was a charge. There were 7 charges initially towards Kyle. 2 of them got dropped, and the one about the gun got dropped almost immediately. So the people have been saying how the judge is dismissing evidence which should have kept the charge of the rifle to be in the case and to just be an additional charge. And people are complaining about that, and it's like, well, no. It's been proven that he can legally carry that rifle at his age in that state where it all took place. Like, that is legal there. So him taking it out isn't him dismissing anything. He's acknowledged what the evidence is. He acknowledged what the laws are for Kyle to own that rifle in that area. And it's just irrelevant now because it's been proven that it's irrelevant. So you could take it out of the case. You can't add on any more shit. That's just not how it works. So that's how I understood it. If I'm wrong, then let me know. But that was a charge that was dropped in the case, and people have their opinions on the judge and whether he was biased or not. And to be honest, I don't know too much about that. I've seen the clip of him blowing up on one of the attorneys. Like, that's whatever. But all in all, especially in the closing argument section of the trial, dude, the judge couldn't have seemed more reasonable to both parties. And I know that was just the closing arguments, but I can't speak for the rest of it. But you would think that in the closing arguments, when it's really getting down to brass tacks, that he would crack down if he really needed to. And he was very fair to both parties, which I thought was pretty cool. Because of the shit that I heard about him, I thought that I was going to go into this thinking that he was an asshole, but no, really wasn't. So the prosecution is given his opening of the closing, and he's basically laying down all the incidents where Kyle either first started off with Joseph Rosenbaum and then shoots him, kills him, runs, flees the scene when it's been proven that Kyle's next plan after he shot Joseph Rosenbaum was to go to the police and turn himself in. Then obviously people find out what he did and they start chasing him. He first comes into contact with Gage Grosskreutz, and then that whole scenario with Anthony Huber happens when Kyle's basically backed into a corner, beat up on the street. And dude, what I fucking hate about the prosecution case was that they were saying the fucking fat attorney on the state side, that guy just had an annoying voice. He reminded me of Jonah Hill, and I love Jonah Hill, but it made me not like Jonah Hill because I just was reminded of him by that fucking dickbag. He was saying how the skateboard was like a deadly weapon. He was mocking that. He was like, oh, well, can you imagine being a parent wanting to get a skateboard for their kid on Christmas, but you can't because apparently it's a deadly weapon. Motherfucker, some of the most deadly weapons on this planet are people's fists. You know that? I mean, anything could be used as a deadly weapon. I can cut this fucking Red Bull can in half and that's a fucking deadly weapon. I can kill somebody, shank somebody with it, slice their neck. I'm not going to do that, but, you know, that was so fucking stupid, man. That was so dumb. So as I think his name is Binger, the state prosecutor, he was going through all the events in order as they happened, and then he was saying whatever he was saying about why obviously the jury should find him guilty on all these counts. And then during his presentation, I really, like I said before, really was trying to be unbiased about it. So when he was presenting everything, I was like, wow, everything that I've seen so far of this guy has been a joke on Twitter, and people are making memes about it, whatnot, for sure. But I was actually pretty impressed with how he presented everything. But there were instances in his presentation where he was missing things that I thought he was eventually going to get to, but he never did. For example, the video that is caught by drone footage where Rosenbaum is chasing Kyle Rittenhouse. They say that the group of people that Joseph Rosenbaum was with, I can't remember their name, but it starts with a Z. They're saying that guy and whoever Joseph Rosenbaum was carrying a weapon, and doesn't mention at all that weapon was fired in the direction towards Kyle when Kyle was running from Rosenbaum. So he forgot to mention that in his little fucking presentation to the jury. But so I thought that he was going to eventually get to it, but he never said anything about it. He never acknowledged that part of the video. So I was like, oh, okay. But the thing that I really tried to keep in mind about when I was watching this was that obviously the jury is there to make a decision on whether or not he's guilty on any count, or some of them, or none of them, or all of them. And I'm just sitting there thinking like, okay, these attorneys, this whole thing is basically manipulation, right? They all have the same evidence, but they perceive the evidence differently based off of the results that they want, right? So like that video, Binger didn't say that Zeminski, I think is what it is, didn't shoot his gun, but the defense attorney pointed out that Binger didn't acknowledge that, and that shot was fired, or shots were fired. So that it's just like, it's a manipulation to the jury, right? Because like they want to convince you to choose what they want, either guilty or not guilty. So essentially it's the same words, but they're worded differently in favor of what verdict they want. So I'm just like kind of in the fucking middle, dude. I'm just like, well, I don't agree. Like, here's the thing. The defense goes up after Binger goes up, and he never acknowledged the stuff that I thought he was going to. So I'm like, okay, if he didn't get back to any of the shit that he missed, I'm willing to bet money, because now I know the verdict, that the defense is going to go in on this fucking guy. And dude, oh my God. The fucking defense attorney is just like, there's no other way to say it, bro. I think the guy's a fucking badass. He just came in ready. He came in guns blazing, no pun intended to the case. But for one of the first things that he called out was that video where he forgot to mention about Zemensky's fucking shooting the gun. And then basically the defense attorney just goes back in the order, kind of the same order of Binger in terms of the events of the people that Kyle shot. And then they spent a lot of time when they were both doing their thing on the situation where Gage Grosskreutz was shot. And dude, I don't know how they see anything in the video. Like the entire time they're showing the video to the jury and to everybody in the courthouse, they're saying, if you look right here, you could see, the defense was like, if you look right here, you can see that Gage was aiming his pistol at Kyle after Kyle had gotten and shot Anthony Huber off of him. But in the video, it's so fucking blurry, I couldn't see it. So I can't even like give my actual thoughts on it. The defense attorney was saying that Gage's body language and body movement was that his next move was going to be to swing his hand that had the pistol in it up to Kyle and then pull the trigger. But that's speculation because we don't know what Gage was going to do unless Gage says it, which he did, which is what the defense ultimately states. And then the prosecution was basically saying how in no way, shape, or form was Gage Grosskreutz pointing his gun at Kyle Rittenhouse. But it's like, you can't say that though, because Gage testified to not or that he pointed the gun at Kyle, which is what got him shot. So it's like these cases are just so interesting to watch, but it's funny seeing both sides share how they see things. But then it's also, like I said, it's manipulation, right? Because we can see everything that they're showing us, right? But we only see what they're telling us because that's now what we're looking for. So when they say, look for this, I'm like, okay, let me look at that. But then the defense goes up and he's like, well, he forgot to mention to look at this. And then I look and it's like, holy shit, I never even saw that when the prosecutor was describing it. So it's like, oh my God. So the whole thing is it's very touchy, right? I mean, the whole situation. Now, when we get to the verdict, because I've spent a lot of time on this already, and that's fine, but I just kind of want to get through it. When we get to the verdict, I'm a little torn because although I do believe that Kyle wasn't guilty for self-defense, maybe let's say this. I don't think that Kyle is guilty on any of the counts. However, that's not to say my thoughts of him being there. He just shouldn't have been there, you know? And I get it. Like, I get why he was there. I mean, it's like anything here, right? Or wherever you're from. Like if you're, I mean, his dad lives there. He works there. He's fucking, you know, he's associated with that community. So like if he's a kid, now we all know being 17 years old, we're going to fucking make the most irrational decisions of our lives in those ages. Some people, it even goes into their 20s. Some people it goes into fucking hell until they die when they're 80. People make stupid decisions. And best believe if it's going to be anybody, it's going to be a 17-year-old with a rifle. Now, that's when you get into the whole, well, he shouldn't be having that rifle. Well, it's not legal for him to have that rifle. Well, it is legal. And it was a precaution for him when he went out to where riots were happening. Now, that's where I'm twisted because the way that I see it is I don't necessarily want to affiliate myself with people who are willing to put themselves in that position where not even in the sense of trying to share that they are the Second Amendment, like how they can have the freedom to carry around an open carry rifle or whatever the fuck. Not even in that regard. It's in the regard of you putting yourself in a position where something bad can happen to you. You know, like I don't want you to go fucking guns loaded and with a med kit and fucking go put yourself in a position that you just don't need to be in. Do you really like your community that much? Really? Like, do you? So that's where I'm a little torn on the whole situation. And that's where I kind of don't agree with him being there. But, you know, people are going to do what they're going to do. And that's what it is. And when it comes down to fucking brass tacks, right? When it gets down to the very bottom of it, everything that I saw with all the videos that I watched in that trial for the closing arguments, the way that I see it as people thinking, the people that were killed, I see it as them thinking that Kyle was there to instigate and cause problems. I don't know why it was him specifically, because there were a lot of people with firearms. Like, there were a lot of people there with guns. So I don't know what it was that made people think, well, it was a chain of events, right? It was a domino effect. Let's just say Joseph Rosenbaum was the guy who thought Kyle was an instigator, which then resulted in him chasing Kyle. He gets shot, and then people find out that he gets shot, and then the rest happens, right? It's a chain reaction. It all just dominoes just fall on each other. So, yeah. Now look, just because I think that the counts of self-defense were all proven not guilty, I don't even know the terminology of each count. I can't remember them because I didn't write them down. But 5 counts found not guilty on every single one of them. And, dude, I mean, at the point of the domino effect, right? The first one, it was self-defense because Joseph Rosenbaum didn't need to fucking go chase after him. I'm sorry, but like, dude, he didn't need to go chase him. If I see somebody on the street, I don't care if I'm in a riot. If I see somebody with a gun that isn't a police officer, best believe I'm hitting a 180 and I'm booking it the other way. Don't care if you're a fucking good Samaritan or if you're there to help people when they need help. I do not care. I am not going in that person's direction with a gun. I'm just not doing that. Maybe I'm a pussy for that. I don't know. I do not care. Joseph Rosenbaum made the mistake of chasing after somebody with an assault rifle and somebody that's 17 years old. People are going to get scared. Yeah, Joseph Rosenbaum, I don't think he was scared, but if you're going to chase an armed 17-year-old kid who's probably never been in that position, best believe, dude, he's probably going to be scared that you're chasing him and get fucking freaked out. And next thing you know, you get shot. You reach for the gun. You're trying to take Kyle thinks he's trying to take the gun. You're going to get shot. That's what happened. So there's a lot of different avenues and there's a lot of different like side fucking roads and branches and shit that my brain wants to describe, but there's so many of them that I don't want to do that because it's just a lot. However, I will say, the verdict is the verdict, and that's what it is. Kyle Rittenhouse was given due process. And for people that want to talk shit and say that it's white privilege, it's white supremacy, it's up to the jurors. And from what I understand, the jurors was a diverse group of people. So it's not like it was all white people that came up with that. It was unanimous, of course. And it is what it is, dude, And like I said before, yeah, I wish that the justice system was better than it is because I know that it's shitty. But the verdict is what it is based off of the facts of the case, based off of how the jurors reviewed it, and based off of the presentation by each side. And that's it. And, dude, really quick, I just want to say, for all the victims that Kyle Rittenhouse killed, the media is trying to paint them to be fucking whatever. They weren't saints, dude. They were not good people. So quit freaking out and making it a fucking racial problem because it's fucking not, dude. Comparing his case to Tamir Rice, it's not the same. It's just not the same. And people are getting so crazy about the Kyle Rittenhouse verdict. It's like, okay, well, you probably didn't watch enough of it to understand. You probably didn't perceive the information by both sides if you did watch it properly. I mean, you perceive how you perceive things very differently. Or basically, I'm going to see something and I'm going to take it how I take it. Other people are going to see something, they're going to take it how they take it. And that's fine. We're supposed to disagree on things, for sure. But you can't read a headline from CNN or MSNBC and read that Kyle Rittenhouse, white supremacist militiaman, found not guilty on all counts of murder or fucking whatever the fuck. Self-defense. The victims were not good people. Pedophiles. Felon. Fucking felon is carrying a handgun. Quit worrying about it. Why don't you go worry about the fucking queen of human sex trafficking globally in trial with little to no media coverage? Worry about what matters, dude. Fucking worry about what matters. You guys are boring. So, yeah, the whole Ghislane Maxwell thing, dude, is wild. That in and of itself is just crazy. But here's the thing. So I was having this conversation with one of my coworkers recently, or yesterday actually, and we were talking about why there is no media coverage on it. And then we started talking about Jeffrey Epstein, and we talked about how he obviously was killed, because everybody knows that, right? Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself. And he was like, I wonder why they haven't killed her yet. And I was like, bro, because that would be so obvious for people to then officially realize without question that it's the government's behind that, right? Or the people in the government who don't want to be, labeled as whatever or found doing shady shit, which we all know. But if Ghislane Maxwell was killed, it's fucking hand in hand, Hello. Dude. The glove would fit, Shout out to O.J. Simpson. Yeah, that's got to be the only reason that Ghislane Maxwell is still kept alive. Because if she's killed, then obviously something is being hidden. Somebody somewhere doesn't want shit to get out about them. Which is funny, because you would think her being alive is interfering with that already, because she could still tell people. But if she's killed, people are going to know some shit is up. And it would make us not trust the government more so than we already don't. You know what I mean? Oh, dude. But anyways, so so a couple weeks ago, you know what? No, let's fucking watch this really quick. So we're done with the Kyle Rittenhouse thing, but I do want to show this last TikTok because this guy made one and it's so fucking funny. And he's talking from two perspectives. So we'll just listen to what he has to say.
He's racist, Well, he shot 3 white people, so that's crazy. Make that add up. Well, he shouldn't have been there. Amongst everybody else who also shouldn't have been there?
Yep.
He instigated it. The only time he pulled the trigger was when people were on top of him trying to kill him. Well, he shouldn't have had that rifle. He can't have that rifle. He's too young. Okay,
his faces.
That's up for debate because it's long enough to be considered not illegal. Also, another guy had one that he definitely shouldn't have had, because to carry a pistol in that state, you have to have a permit. And his was expired, so he shouldn't have had his either. But he plays Call of Duty. Yeah, one of them molested 5 kids. Fuck you.
Mm-hmm. Wow. I'm surprised, as he was saying all those jokes, I'm surprised that I actually did talk about the majority of them. I forgot to mention the Call of Duty reference. Oh my God, dude. Give me a break, man. Give me a break. I will say, in conclusion, right, I think both sides did a very good job of presentation on given their agenda, right? I think both sides, the state and the defense, did a very good job at presentation based on their agenda. So if you look at all the videos they showed, everything they described, the defense going through all the people that were witnesses that were questioned on in their testimonies. It was funny listening to him debunk some of the people that that testified, because he was saying what they said lied, or what they said was a lie, and then he was so passive aggressive during his 2 hours that he had. He was saying how the prosecution was using certain witnesses on their testimonies to try and get them a leg up in the case, but he was like, they really didn't help the prosecution at all. They actually, if anything, went against what they were trying to do here. It was just like, damn, bro, this guy is fucking sarcastic. And it was so hard for me to not like him. I was trying so hard to not like the guy. It's like, God damn it, this guy is me. Dude, but watching that shit, I swear to God, bro, I could never be a lawyer. Like, dude, oh my God, there is no way I would ever be a lawyer and a good one, you know? Like, if I was a lawyer and somebody, like, committed a murder and they did, and I'd just be like, fuck, bro. And then I'm, like, in court, and I'm like, Your Honor, look, dude, my client didn't do this. And he's like, well, what do you have to prove? And I'm like, look at the guy. You can't kill nobody. What are you talking about? Come on, man. You want to get a beer after this or what? Case dismissed. Fucking not guilty. God, I'd be such a good... No, I'm kidding. I'd be such a bad lawyer. Holy shit. All right. So, because I spent a lot of time on that, I didn't really think that I was going to talk too much about that. But I do want to say I made an announcement, or I made a thing on Instagram for the Juicebox podcast asking for like submissions on the podcast page on Instagram to send questions or send stories of stuff that you guys would want. And I did get a handful or things that you'd want me to talk about or say what I would do in that situation. It basically just like a questions segment, I guess. But I wanted to do that, and I got a couple that I was going to talk about, but it's already kind of late, and I think I'm going to save those for next week when we start fresh. Now that we got all this fucking shit out of the way. I'm not going to talk about this anymore, by the way. And please, please, please don't chastise me. I know I jump around a lot when I talk about shit. That's just how my brain works. I'm sorry. But I think that all the points that I wanted to talk about, I have talked about. Anything that I found at least important. But I'm going to save all the questions that I got from some of you guys for next episode. I might open with them actually, so we can just get those done. But we can watch like two more TikToks maybe, and then we'll bounce. So the one that I want to show you guys is probably this one. Jason sent me another video of him on TikTok, so this is what Jason has to say.
I'm too lit for a relationship. You know why? Because I'm too lit. It's always lit, and I'm always gonna stay lit. So yeah, peace out. Love you guys.
Oh, dude, I swear to God, Lurk Talk is the best. I'm kidding, guys. That's not my boy Jason. I'm just kidding. I just like fucking roasting him every now and then because this motherfucker still calls me short. We've been friends for like fucking 20 years. Dude, Lurk Talk has got to be the best side of TikTok. You know what I mean? Oh, dude. Did you guys see the video of people robbing the Louis Vuitton store in San Francisco? Bro, I didn't realize people still did this.
Got it 4K.
This is outside the San Francisco. I believe this is by Union Square, where they have like the Christmas tree. Dude, guys got... Oh. Damn.
Plane.
Holy shit. That's so fucking funny. Yeah. So in the beginning of the video, there's a guy. So the guy that's recording is standing on the corner facing the Louis Vuitton store. And the dude that's the first guy that we see he has his hands full of shit from the store. It looks like it, at least. I mean, I don't really know. But the reason I don't really know is because this guy that's carrying all this shit runs across the camera guy. And then another guy is running into a car. By the way, dude, I've seen enough movies to know that if I'm gonna rob a store, probably park down the street. This guy parked right in front of it like a fucking idiot. Dude, hey, is your first time? First time, dude? Come on, man. But the dude gets in a fucking Mustang right outside the store, 5 cops in a cop car run up to the car and just start bashing the fucking windows. Oh my God. Can you imagine being that stupid? Those videos are the craziest to me. Like the ones where the videos of like, there'll be like 6 guys. We don't got to say what race they are, but we know that run into an Apple store. Oh no, dude. I don't know how I'm going to edit that out. Nah, fuck it. The guys that run into the Apple store and just grab like everything they can. I don't know. That's got to be one of the stores that has like a no chase policy. Where these dudes just run into the store, they'll grab like laptops, phones, iPods, whatever the fuck they can, and they just book it. Dude, like, I don't know if they know, but they know, Apple knows the phones that they have on display. They got the serial numbers, bro. They can just fucking shut it down. You're doing nothing. Really, you're doing nothing. I think I told this story once about how did I tell this story? I think I did, but I'll tell it again. This isn't something that was like where Apple shut the phone down, but oh, dude, I was so fucking mad. So when I was in high school, I used to skate, but I had this bike that was a fixed gear bicycle, and I used to like sell some parts off of it, or I used to get shit, or buy shit for the bike. And I remember I was in the process of kind of getting rid of the bike. So I was piecing it out, and I was looking for a new phone because the one that I had like broke or whatever. And so I go on, I think like it might have been Craigslist, and I ended up finding this phone, and I messaged the guy. It turns out the guy that was getting rid of the phone, he was someone that I knew from the skate park. So when I went up to, so what he wanted was a fork that you have on a bike. So I gave him my fork, right? And he gave me the phone for like a perfect swap. I was like, wait, what? I don't need to give you cash? Yeah, I'll give you the fork, whatever. I don't even know how that came about because he had the phone listed for cash, and somehow I gave him the fork, and it's because he had one of the same bikes. So anyways, I give him the fork. He gives me the phone. Already a red flag, but at the time I was probably like 17, so I was just a fucking idiot. He gave me the iPhone without the box. Now, I don't know about you, but when I get a new iPhone, I keep the box just in case. You know, I don't know if I want to sell it or maybe take it back to the Apple store when the new one comes out. Whatever the fuck. I just keep the case. So he gives me the phone, no Apple case. And I'm like, sick. Well, I guess I just have a new phone now. So then I go to set it up, but I was planning to set it up over the phone. So I don't know exactly how it happened, but I really can't remember the full details. But all in all, what happened was I was setting up the phone, right? I call AT&T and I say that I have a phone. I hadn't even opened it yet. I hadn't been in the settings, didn't think I needed to be. He asked me questions about the phone, like blah, 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 and like asking for my information in order to set it up and bullshit. And I have to go look into the settings, and I open up the settings, and at the time, the Apple ID was like listed in the settings at the top. It's not anymore, but back in the day, like you could tell, whatever. You would see an email address there right when you open up the settings. I open up the settings, and there's an email there. Now, the guy that gave me the phone was a guy. The name on there was a girl's name. So I was like, wait, huh? What's going on here? Which I didn't question too much, though, because at the time, my AT&T account was under my dad's name. So I was like, maybe it's his mom. So I'm telling the guy, yeah, I just got a new phone. I told the guy I got a new phone. I didn't tell the guy that I was given a new phone or I was sold a new phone. So I just said, I got a new phone. I'm just trying to set it up, blah, blah, blah. He says, I'll call you back. Okay. He asked for my number. I gave him my number. He's like, I'll call you back. Dude, no fucking bullshit. All of a sudden, my cell service on my current phone was shut. My cell service was cut. Like, I couldn't send texts. I couldn't call anybody. Nothing would go through. It told me that I had no cell service or whatever. So I was freaking the fuck out. I was like, wait, what's going on? Like, did something happen to my phone? I was like, how's this guy going to call me back? So this all happens like after the fucking AT&T store was closed. So I was furious because I had to go the entire night without a phone. And I was tripping out too. I was like, dude, I hope I'm not in trouble. Like, I just got this phone. I don't know what the fuck to do. And it turns out the next day I go to AT&T and I talk to the first person that I see. And I'm like, hey, look, yesterday I made an exchange with this guy for this phone. He gave it to me and said that it was his. He never said it was his, but I assumed it was his. Because I like to see the good in people regardless of their race. Now, what does that say about the guy that sold me the phone? I don't know. It's up to your imagination. So I didn't question the guy. So I said, I was given this phone yesterday in an exchange, and I called to set it up. I gave the information that I needed to the person on the phone, and they said they'll call me back. When he hung up, my cell service was cut. Dude, the guy looked into my file and saw that my account for my cell phone was on a temporary hold or something, because the phone that I was given and the information that I gave the guy AT&T, that phone was reported stolen, which was fucking wild and embarrassing at the same time, dude. Oh my God. So the guy in the store, he's like, so what happened? Like, what was going on with the whole shit? And I was like, dude, I told him everything. I was like, I traded a bicycle fork to this guy for this iPhone. He gave me the iPhone. This happened yesterday. I don't know anything about the phone. I don't even know technically if it's his. And I lied again. I was like, he said it was his. Whatever. So he was like, all right, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to reinstate your fucking whatever, your plan, and you'll be able to use your phone again, but you can't use this phone. This phone's stolen. And I was like, dude, I had no idea. And that was when, when you say, I had no idea, acting surprised, knowing damn well. I really didn't know, though. I didn't know it was stolen until I opened up the settings and I was like, wait, this is fucking weird, which is when I started asking questions. So then I still have the fucking guy's number, right? So I leave the AT&T store. I am fuming, dude. So I call him and I'm like, hey, man. And I didn't get, too mad, because you can't get mad at a brother like that, you know what I'm saying? So I wasn't crazy with it. Let's just put it that way. I didn't get crazy with it, but I was like, hey, dude. So I tried to set up that phone and they shut my phone service down because the phone that you gave me was reported stolen. And this motherfucker, remember what I just said? I had no idea. That's what he said to me on the phone, dude. He goes, wait, what? Nah, I have no idea. And I'm like, I'm like, yeah, fucking right, bucko. But on the phone, I was like, really? Yeah, dude, they shut my service down, blah, blah. I was just, I'm a fucking skinny ass little fucking stupid ass Mexican kid, so I wasn't going to get crazy. But, so I'm like, look, dude, I don't have the phone anymore, but that's kind of fucked, man. I gave you my fork and you gave me a stolen phone. So I want my fork back. That's what I said, though. I did say that. I said I want my fork back. And he was like, all right, well, I'll meet you. I can meet you in like a week or some shit, like whatever. So I'm like, okay, okay. And a couple days goes by and I'm like, hey, are we still good to meet up? Blah, blah, blah. And he's like, yeah, we can meet up on Saturday. And I'm like, all right, well, I got work on Saturday, so we gonna meet when I get off. And you better be there. Otherwise, it's over. No, I'm kidding. But so Saturday comes, I get off work, and I'm like kind of tripping because I'm about to go meet this guy, and he pulls up with a squad. At least he did the first time, so I assumed he was going to again, but little did I know, or I thought that he was probably going to pull up with a bigger squad, and then I show up, and he's like, you ain't getting your fucking fork back. Take your little ass home, and that's the end of it. But no, he didn't. He fucking came there, and I wanted my fork, and the one that I gave him was just your regular standard fork. This motherfucker came there and gave me a carbon fiber fork. What? It was an upgrade. And I'm over here thinking that he fucking, went out of his way to get me the fork. And he's like, nah, man, the one that you gave me, I broke it. And I was like, oh, fuck. So he gave me a carbon fork. And I'm like, all right, who the fuck did you steal this one from? Oh, dude. It was just a fucking shitty event that happened. And, it is what it is. But, all right, guys. To close the episode, I want to show you guys something that I was mind blown by, literally, and I hope you guys are too. I'm not going to say anything until it's done, but we're going to watch it together.
All right, here we go.
Bro, I lied. I'm going to talk. Bro, okay, just so you stay, this is, if you're just listening to the audio, this is a fucking guy that's making these noises. He's beatboxing. This is the craziest shit I ever seen. You ever seen or heard this shit? Bro, I came across beatboxing talk, and I ain't mad at this shit, bro. I'm really not. Oh my God. The end of this shit is tight. So, to be clear, he's looping. So he starts off doing whatever sound he makes in the beginning, and then he hits a little pedal, and then it keeps it on a loop. And then he adds on to the other shit for layers. And so, he's not capping. His facial features, too. Dude. Bruh. The beatboxer's facial expressions are so funny. Bro. Ugh.
Cool.
Yes. Tom T. Hummer. Bro, that guy is fucking talented, mate. All right, guys. Like I said, I'm going to get to the questions next episode. We're going to start off with them. If you guys made it this far, thank you very much. I love you guys. Sorry for jumping around so much. If you enjoy the podcast, give it a thumbs up. Share it on a story when I post my clips. I don't fucking know. Do what you got to do. You can't dislike the fucking episode anymore because YouTube took that shit away. But little do I know, fucking people are going to comment dislike, and then people are going to go fucking like that. It's such a little loophole. All right, guys. You know me. All up in them cheeks, Joey. Back for business. Feel good after taking a week off for sure. It's good for my mental health. But like I always say, I love you guys. Clap them cheeks. Beat your meat. See you guys next week, baby. Later. Happy Thanksgiving.